Hello and welcome to the Canada Square. I'm excited to have you join me as we take a little bit of a stitch sampler road trip across my country of Canada. I suggest in the pattern to use 3 different colors. The Canadian colors are red and white, and then I'm also using a gray for a bit of contrast. So once you have your supplies, we can get started. So row 1, starting with color A, we will chain 35. 1, 2, 3, 33, 34, and 35. We're going to turn the chain over, so we're working on the back side of the chain, and you can see that each chain has this little extra bump. We call that the back bump of the chain, and we'll work into those. So we're going to skip the first one, and working into the second chain on the back bump, we will make a single crochet. And we will continue to single crochet in those back bumps all the way down our chain for a total of 34 single crochet. If you're familiar with the technique of making foundation single crochet, you may do that instead of the chain and ending up with 34 single crochet. So first place we're going to visit on our road trip through Canada is our westernmost province named British Columbia. So continuing with color A, we will chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to make 16 crossed double crochets. So to make a crossed double crochet, we skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next, and then we're going to double crochet back into the double crochet that we skipped, or the single crochet that we skipped. So these 2 doubles cross each other like so. So we just skip a stitch and work a double crochet into the next stitch, and then working back in front of that double crochet into the skip stitch, we'll make another double crochet for a crossed double crochet. Skip a stitch, working into the next one. Be careful to not work into a stitch you've already worked into. We'll continue that down the row for 16 crossed double stitches. So once you've worked down the row, you should have 16 of these crossed doubles, and there should be 1 stitch left over, and we'll double crochet into that final stitch to complete row 2. Row 3, we'll chain 1 to turn, and we're going to single crochet in each stitch across to the end of the row. So there should be 34 single crochet in row 3. You can just go ahead and work row 3 with those single crochets, and I'll meet you back here. For row 4, I'm going to be changing color. So what I'm suggesting to do is attach your new color, and we will use that as we make our final single crochet of round 3. So I'll single crochet in the top of my turning chain, top of the chain 3. So a single crochet in the top of the chain 3, or that turning chain, pull up a loop, but I'm going to use my new color to pull through the last 2 loops. And do not cut color A. We will carry the yarn color up the side as much as we can. So I've switched to color B, ready for row 4. We'll chain 3, And working the other direction, we're going to make a double crochet in this next stitch and chain 1. And then over the next 3 stitches, we will work a 3 double crochet cluster. So we yarn over, insert hook in the next stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through those first 2 loops, and we'll leave these 2 loops on the hook. We'll do that 2 more times. Yarn over, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. We should have 3 loops left on our hook. Yarn over, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, leaving 4 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through all 4 loops to finish our 3 double crochet cluster. And we will chain 2 and we'll continue to work 3 double crochet clusters down our row. So I'll show you one more time. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and one last time, yarn over into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 4, and chain 2. So let you work that down the row. You should have a total of 9 of those 3 double crochet clusters, and then I'll help you finish this row. So after you've made your last 3 double crochet cluster, or the 9th one, and chain 2, you'll work one more 3 double crochet cluster, and this time just chain 1, and we'll work a double crochet in the last 2 stitches. And that completes our mountain peaks, or our 3 double crochet cluster round. So for row 5, we will chain 1 and turn, and again we'll single crochet in these first 2 double crochet. So 1, 2, single crochet. We'll single crochet in this chain space and single crochet on the top of the cluster, and 2 single crochet in each of the chain 2 spaces. So we'll work our way down the row, single crochet in the top of the cluster, single crochet twice in the chain 2 space. Single crochet in the cluster. Oops, that's the chain. Here we go. And 2 single crochet in the chain 2 space. When you've worked a single crochet in the last 3 double crochet cluster, we will just make the 1 single crochet in that chain 1 space, and then single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. So on top of the double crochet, and then in the top of our chain 3 turning chain. And that completes row 5. However, we want to change color for row 6. So we'll leave those last 2 loops on our hook from the single crochet. We'll drop color B, pick up color A again, and yarn over to do the final pull through. Then I just snug up color B a bit. So row 6 with color A, we're going to chain 3. We'll single crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, and we'll do that 16 times. Single crochet in one stitch, double crochet in the next. We'll just alternate single crochet and double crochet down the row. And you have 16 sets of the single crochet, double crochet in this row. You should be left with one final stitch, and we will single crochet in that stitch to complete row 6. For row 7, we are just going to repeat row 6, so we'll start with that chain 3 again, and then working into the next stitch, which should be a double crochet, we will make a single crochet. And then we'll double crochet in the next stitch, which should be the single. So we'll just keep working our way, alternating there. The singles fall in the double crochet from last round, and double crochets fall in the single crochet. So as we finish up row 7, in that final single crochet, we will change colors again to color B for our last pull off, for our last pull through. Now ready for row 8, we will chain 1 and we'll place a single crochet in that very first stitch. We're going to skip 3 stitches and treble in the next. So skipping 1, 2, 3, treble in this next stitch. And then working behind the treble we just made, we want to single crochet in each of those 3 skip stitches. So this can be a little bit tricky. You want to make sure you find that first of the skip stitch and single crochet, and in the next one and the next one. So 3 single crochet worked in those skip stitches behind that treble crochet. We'll do that 8 times. So yarn over twice, skip the next 3 stitches, and treble in the next. And then working behind that treble, we will single crochet in those 3 skipped stitches. So that's 2 of the first part of our arrow stitch. And we're going to do that 6 more times. I'll meet you when we're finished those. When you have 8 of those treble and single crochet groups, you should be left with 1 stitch at the end of the row or that turning chain, and so we'll make our single crochet in the top of that to finish row 8. Row 9, we'll do the chain 1 to turn, single crochet in this first stitch. Then again, we will skip 3 stitches, and working in the next stitch, we will make another treble crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and treble in the 4th stitch. Now this time, we're going to work in front of that treble that we made to make single crochet in these skipped stitches. So the trebles will both be on the right side of our work to form that arrow. So I'll just turn my work over. You can see how we have these 2 trebles now, forming a bit of a sideways arrow. Okay, so we'll just repeat that down the side. I worked in this stitch, so skip 3 stitches, treble in the next. So you just want to be careful not to work into the same stitch as we did previously. Working behind, working in front of this treble, we'll single crochet in those skipped stitches. 1, 2, and 3. So we'll repeat that 6 more times down the row. When you have the 8 sets of the treble and 3 single crochet, again, we should be left with 1 stitch. So we will single crochet into that last stitch, and again, we will change our color for our final pull through to get ready for row 10. So row 10, we will chain 1. Then working on the right side again, we will half double crochet in the first stitch and in the next stitch. So we start this row with 2 half double crochet, 1 in each of the first 2 stitches. Single crochet in the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3. Half double crochet in the next 2, 1 and 2, and double crochet in the next 2, 1 and 2 double crochet, and then we want to make treble crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3 treble crochet. So far we have 2 half crochets, 3 singles, 2 halves, 2 doubles, and 3 treble crochet. And then double crochet in the next 2, 1 and 2 double crochet, and then half double crochet in the next 2. Then we're ready to start that wave pattern again with the 3 single crochet, 1, 2, 3 single crochet, 2 half double crochet, 1 and 2, 2 double crochet, 1 and 2 double crochet, and then 3 treble crochet. 1 treble, 2 and 3, 2 double crochet, 2 half double crochet, we will single crochet in the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then half double crochet in the last stitch of that row. We'll chain 1 and we're going to single crochet in each of the stitches across. So at the end of row 11, we should have 34 single crochet. In our final stitch of row 11, we want to change color for that final pull through. And then using color B, we will chain 3 and turn our work, ready to work the wave pattern with our color B. So we'll double crochet in the second stitch and then treble in each of the next 3 single crochet. So 1 treble, 2, and 3. Double crochet in the next 2, and half double crochet in the next 2, 1 and 2 half double crochet, and then single crochet in the next 3, 1 and 2 and 3. Then we'll work 2 half double crochet, 2 double crochet, and ready to start again with our 3 trebles. That's 2 treble and 3, and then 2 double crochet, 1, 2, 2 half double crochet, 1, 2, 3 singles, 1, 2, 3 single crochet, 2 half double, 1 and 2, 2 double crochet, 1, 2, and then we'll do 3 trebles, 1, 2, and 3, which should leave us with 1 stitch, and we will double crochet in that final stitch. For row 13, we will just chain 1, and we're going to work a single crochet in each of the stitches across for a total of 34 single crochet. And when you get to the end of this row, you'll again change back to color A. So row 13, just single crochet in each stitch across for a total of 34, changing back to color A at the end. Row 14, we will continue with color A. We'll chain 3 to start, and then double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 2, we'll skip 2 stitches, single crochet in the next stitch. Chain 2, skip 2 stitches, 3 double crochet in this next stitch. 1, 2, and 3. And we'll do that 4 times total, so 3 more times. So chain 2, skip 2, single crochet, chain 2, skip 2, 3 double crochet in the next. Chain 2, skip 2, single crochet in the next. Then we'll chain 2, skip 2, single crochet in the next, chain 2, skip 2, and then we'll place a double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Okay, and this time we're going to fasten off color A. So for row 15, we are going to insert our hook in the top of the turning chain, and pick up color B and draw it through for our starting loop. From there we will chain 3, and we'll work a back post double crochet around this next double crochet. And we want to double crochet in the V of our single crochet. So here's our single crochet. You can see these 2 posts make sort of a V shape. We want to insert through the middle of that underneath those top loops between the posts or in the V of the single crochet to work a double crochet. And then we'll make a back post double around this next double crochet. chain 2, we'll single crochet in this next double, so that's the middle of the group of 3 double crochet, chain 2 and back post double around that 3rd double crochet of the group of 3. And we'll work that down the side. So double crochet in the V of the next single, chain 2, sorry, no chain 2 there, back post double around the next double, chain 2, single crochet in that next double, chain 2, back post double around that next double crochet. And to finish off this row, we will double crochet in the V of that last single crochet, back post double around the next stitch, and then we'll place a double crochet in each of the last 2 stitches of this row. Row 16, we'll start with the chain 1, single crochet in the first stitch and the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2 for a total of 3 single crochet to start. We'll make 2 single crochet in this next double, which is the double crochet in the V of that single. Single crochet in the next 3 stitches and in the chain 2 spaces. So it'll be 5 single crochet in the double, single crochet in the space, single crochet in the single crochet in the space, single crochet in the double. So we'll repeat that again with 2 single crochet in that double crochet that was in the V of the single, and then single crochet in each of the next stitches and chain 2 spaces. So it'll be 5 single in a row. Okay, and then we'll just place 1 single crochet in that double that's in the V of the single, and then we'll single crochet in the stitch, the space, the second stitch, the space, and the third stitch. 2 single crochet in that next double, and then the 5 single crochet, 1 in the stitch, space, stitch, space, and in that next stitch, 2 single crochet in that double that's in the single crochet, which should leave us with 2 stitches left. So we're going to single crochet on the top of that back post double and then in the top of the chain 3 for 34 single crochet. We will fasten off. Row 17, we'll start with a single crochet in the first stitch and in each stitch down the row using color A. So you should have a total of 34 single crochet for row 17. For row 18, we'll chain 1, single crochet in the first stitch and each of the next 2 stitches. And then in the next stitch, we're going to work a bobble stitch. So we'll yarn over, place our hook in that next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and we'll do that 2 more times. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, so there's 3 loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, so there's 4 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. And you'll want to push those stitches to the front so the bobble is visible on the front side as we're working on the wrong side. And we'll single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And we'll do that starting with a bobble stitch a total of 7 times. So again, yarn over in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Do that a second time, and a third time, yarn over, pull through all 4, pushing those stitches to the right side, single crochet in the next 3. Okay, so you can repeat that 5 more times. So after the 7 repeats, we'll make 1 more bobble stitch. And then single crochet in the last 2 stitches of this row. And we can chain 1 and turn. And you can see our bobbles on the right side of our work. So for row 19, we will just single crochet in each stitch across, which will give us a total of 34 stitches again. We'll chain 1 and turn again, single crochet in the first stitch and in the next 2 stitches. In the first 4 stitches for a total of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochet. So starting row 20 with 5 single crochet. And then we'll make a bobble stitch in the next stitch. And again, after you close that, pushing those stitches to the right side. And then single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And we'll do that a total of 6 times. So bobble in the next stitch. And single crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. You continue that across. After we've worked that repeat 6 times, we'll bobble in the next stitch. And then single crochet in the last 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 1 to turn for row 21. And row 21 we'll just work single crochet straight across for a total of 34 stitches. So at the end of row 21, we will fasten off color A. And then starting with color B, we will join with a slip stitch. To our first single crochet, keeping our work on the right side. We're going to work a beginning star stitch, so we chain 3 to start. 1, 2, 3. We want to insert our hook in the second chain and yarn over to pull through a loop. So 2 loops on the hook. Insert hook in the third chain, yarn over, and pull a loop through. So we have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to insert our hook at the base of the chain in that same stitch to pull up another loop. So 4 loops on our hook. Insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop for 5 loops, and insert in the next stitch to pull up a loop for 6 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through all 6 loops, and then chain 1, and that chain 1 forms what we call the little eye that we will of the star stitch, and we'll be working into that little space created by the chain 1. Then we're going to continue to make 15 more star stitches down this side. So we'll insert our hook into that eye, or where we made that chain 1, that space right here. Insert our hook to pull up the first loop. We want to insert our hook between these last 2 spikes. So this one and this one of that star stitch, insert between those 2 to pull up a loop. So 3 loops on our hook. We're going to insert into the same stitch as the last stitch of the other star stitch, pull up a loop, and then into the next 2 stitches, pull up a loop. So 6 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 6, and chain 1. So I'll show you one more time that star stitch. Insert our hook under that chain 1, or in that eye of the previous star stitch, to pull up our first loop, and then in between these 2 legs or spikes of the star stitch, pull up another loop. In the same stitch as the last, pull up a loop, and in the next 2 stitches we'll pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through all 6 loops, oopsie daisies, and chain 1. Insert your hook in that eye to pull up a loop. Insert between the last 2 spikes or posts of the previous star stitch, and insert into the last stitch of the previous star stitch. And into the next 2 stitches, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through all 6, chain 1 to close. To continue to work those star stitches down the row, and I'll meet you at the end. Once you've worked your star stitches, you should have 1 stitch left. We're going to make a half double crochet in the same stitch where the last star stitch ended, and a half double crochet in the last stitch. So there should be a total of 16 star stitches and 2 half double crochet. Chain 1 to turn. We'll half double crochet in each of the first 2 stitches. 1 and 2. And then we'll make 2 half double crochet in the eye. So you can see this little space here that the chain 1 created. We'll make 2 half double crochet in the eye of the star stitch. And we'll do that 15 times. So each star stitch, finding that eye, making 2 half double crochet in each of those. Once you've worked 2 half double crochet in those 15 star stitches, we should be left with our beginning star stitch. So we'll work 1 half double crochet in there and half double crochet in the last stitch, which should be 34 half double crochet. For row 24, we'll chain 1 and we'll single crochet in the first and each of the next 2 stitches. Chain 1, we'll skip 1 stitch, single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and we'll do that 7 times. Chain 1, skip a stitch, single crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, 3. You can continue that down the row for a total of 7 times. Once you repeated that 7 times, you should be left with 3 stitches. We'll chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the last 2 stitches to complete row 24. Row 25, we'll chain 1, single crochet in the first 2 stitches, and then we'll repeat 8 times where we'll chain 1, skip the space, single crochet in the 3 single crochet. So that's once, chain 1, skip the space, single crochet in the next 3 for 2 times. So after you've done that repeat of chain 1, skip a space, single crochet in the next 3, it should take you 8 times, and you'll get right to the very last stitch where our final single crochet of that last repeat is placed. So we can go ahead and change color here, and then we'll fasten off color B. Row 26, using color A, we will chain 1 and single crochet in the first 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Then we're going to single crochet in the next stitch. We'll make a spike single crochet in the chain 1 space 2 rows below. So working over top of both of those chain 1 spaces, we will insert our hook into that skip stitch 2 rows below, pull the yarn through and pull it up to where we're working, yarn over and finish off a single crochet. So it's a spike single crochet, and then we'll single crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and we'll repeat that for a total of 7 times. So single crochet in the next single, working into that skip stitch 2 rows below, pull up the loop, yarn over, complete the spike single, and single crochet in that first of the 3 single crochet. So I finished my 7 repeats. I'll chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next stitch, work a final spike single crochet in that last skip stitch, and then single crochet in the last 2 stitches. Then for row 27, we'll chain 1 and single crochet in each of the stitches across. We'll single crochet in each of the stitches and in each of the chain 1 spaces across, which will give us a total of 34 single crochet. So once you've finished row 27, you can fasten off color A. Then we're ready to work the border. Border round 1. You can join with a slip stitch to the first stitch of the top right hand side, or join with a standing half double crochet. If you use a slip stitch, you can chain 2 to act as your first half double crochet. Then we will chain 2 and half double crochet in the same stitch, which makes our first corner for round 1. Then we're going to half double crochet in each stitch across the top, which should be the next 32 stitches, ending just before the last stitch of the row. So you can go ahead and work your way across with half double crochet. So once you've come to the last stitch, we want to work another corner in there, so that will be a half double crochet, chain 2, and half double crochet. Then we're going to turn our work to work along the side edge, and we want to work 32 half double crochet evenly spaced along there. So sometimes what I do is find roughly the middle of the square, so I'll need to make 16 half double crochet up to here and 16 more on the next half of the square. So you can just go ahead and work those half double crochets evenly spaced along the side. Okay, once you've worked the 32 half double crochet down that edge, we will turn, and working in the bottom of our foundation chain, in that first stitch we're going to place the half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet for our next corner. And then we'll continue to work along the bottom of our square into the other loops of the foundation chain, making 32 half double crochet across. When you've worked the 32 half double crochet along the bottom edge, you should be left with one final stitch at the end. So we will make that half double crochet, chain 2, a half double crochet for our fourth corner on this first round of border. Then we'll turn and we'll work across the next edge, evenly spacing 32 half double crochet. And you want to be careful if you've carried the colors along the edge to enclose those in your stitches. When you've finished working the half double crochet evenly spaced down that side, we can go ahead and join with a slip stitch to our starting half double crochet to complete border round 1. For round 2 of the border, we will slip stitch into that corner chain space and then chain 1, and into that same space we'll work a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet. And then we want to work single crochets all the way across, but instead of working through the top loops of the stitch, we're going to work that third back loop, that horizontal loop that's just to the back of the top loops of the stitches. So we want to make sure that we grab the first one past the corner. It can be slightly hidden, and we'll single crochet in that third loop that's found across the back of each of the half double crochet. So we should make 34 single crochet down the side, and then when you get to those corner chain 2 spaces, you'll make the single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So you can go ahead and work your way all the way around the square, and I'll meet you back at the end of this round. When you've worked your way all the way around the square, you can join with a slip stitch to our first single crochet and fasten off color C. So for round 3, we're going to join our color B in the corner space with a slip stitch, and then we'll chain 1 to start. So we're going to be working the maple leaf stitch in these corners for this round. So we're going to work over the chain space of round 2 and into the corner space of round 1 of the border. So we'll make a single crochet. So to fit all these stitches in, it's almost like a spike single crochet or a longer single crochet where we insert our hook, pull the loop up to where we're working, and single crochet. Then we'll work a double crochet in that same corner space of round 1. Chain 2, and we'll slip stitch in the top loop of that double crochet and a side loop to form a picot. And then we'll single crochet back in that same space. Okay, you may need to push those stitches around the corner a bit. We're going to make a double crochet in that same space, and then we'll work a treble crochet, but instead of that space, we're going to come down into this corner space just under round 1 space into the corner of our stitched pampler part of the square. Pull the loop through and finish our treble crochet. So that's a longer base of the treble crochet than our other stitches, which sort of creates the stem of the maple leaf. And then we'll chain 2 again, slip stitch into that top loop of the treble and the side loop to form a picot, and then double crochet back into that same chain space of round 1. So it's slightly hidden by our spike treble. So we'll make a double crochet back into that same space. Okay, so that's 2 parts of the leaf, and then we'll repeat what we did at the beginning. So we'll make a single crochet in that same space, double crochet, pulling it up a little bit farther, chain 2 for the picot, slip stitch in the top and the side of that double crochet for the picot, and single crochet back in that same chain space. Okay. So there you can see how we have formed a maple leaf. So we're going to skip this first stitch, which is quite hidden by our maple leaf. Then we will chain 1 and skip the next stitch as well and single crochet. And we'll repeat that down the edge. Chain 1, skip a stitch, single crochet. So there should be a total of 17 chain 1 spaces. So you can continue that down the side, and I'll meet you at the corner. Okay, when you've finished going along the side, you'll chain 1, and then working into that next corner, we'll repeat that maple leaf. So remember, we don't work in this first space, but working down into the space, the corner space of round 1 of the border. We'll make a single crochet and double crochet, chain 2, and the picot, single crochet, double crochet in that same space, treble crochet. Remember, the treble goes below that into that corner stitch on the last row of our stitch sampler part to make a treble crochet, chain 2, picot in the top of the treble, and then double crochet back into that same chain 1 space of round 1 of the border. And almost finished working that single crochet in that chain 1 space, double crochet, chain 2, picot, and single crochet back in that same chain 1 space to finish our second maple leaf. Okay, so you can repeat that around the other 3 sides of the square, and I'll meet you back at the end of this round. When you've worked your way all the way around and finished that 4th side, you can join with a slip stitch to our starting stitch and fasten off color C. Round 4 of the border, we will use color A again, and we want to join in that first chain space just past the maple leaf of any side, and we can start with a single crochet, or if you prefer, you can join with a slip stitch, chain 1, and then single crochet into that first chain 1 space. And we'll just chain 1, and then we'll skip the single crochet, and into the next chain 1 space we'll make a single crochet. Chain 1, skip the stitch, single crochet in the next space. We'll do that 17 times down the side. So your last single crochet should fall in that chain 1 space just before the corner maple leaf stitch. Then we will chain 3, and working on the back of the maple leaf stitch, that center treble, we want to just insert our hook under those 2 back strands, pull the loop through those strands and through your hook, loop on the hook for a slip stitch, just to secure that maple leaf. Then we'll chain 3, and working down the next side, we'll single crochet in that first chain 1 space just past the maple leaf, keeping the maple leaf stitches to the front. And we'll continue with the chain 1, skip a stitch, single crochet in this space. So you can continue that all the way around and join with the slip stitch to our starting single crochet. And fasten off color A. For round 5, our final round of the border, and for this square, we want to take color C once more, and joining to the first single crochet of any side, we will make a single crochet. We'll single crochet in each chain 1 space and in each single crochet across the sides. So when you've worked your way of single crochets all the way down the side, we want to make a half double crochet in this first chain 3 space. And then make 2 double crochet in that same chain 3 space behind the maple leaf. So a half double crochet and 2 double crochets in the first chain 3 space. So you chain 1, then finding the top of that treble, you want to pick up a back loop behind the picot, slip stitch through there, chain 1, and then work 2 double crochet in that next chain 3 space behind the maple leaf, and a half double crochet, and then working down the side again, we will single crochet in each of the single crochets and each of the chain 1 spaces. So continue your way all the way around, and once you've worked all 4 sides, you can go ahead and join with a slip stitch to our starting stitch, fasten off, and that completes our journey across Canada.